Do you guys remember the concept of fake gamer girl? Like, when I grew up, if you played video games, if you read comic books, if you were into geek culture, you were pretty much guaranteed to be radioactive to pussy. Like, no woman wanted to have anything to do with you because those activities were considered to be incredibly unpopular. Basically, why are you playing video games? You should grow up. Why can't you grow up? Just watch football like normal people. Be interested in cars. Go out clubbing. Why are you spending your time reading comic books? Comic books are for children. Like, that was the mentality that popular kids and women would constantly drill into your head if you partook into geek culture. And here is where the fake gamer girl enters. So the fake gamer girl is usually a woman that would go into a geek club, like a club with desperate young men that never saw a woman in their life, and they would treat her like my lady, like she was the queen now, and they would do everything in their power to make her happy, including donations, investing their time, and of course, it changed the social aspect, the social nature of the group, because now nobody was talking about Warhammer 40k, everyone was talking about how to please my lady. And in some cases, my lady didn't even care that much about the hobby, she was just interested in exploiting the men around her. And obviously, that would get called out eventually. But here are the video game journalists to enter and to say that such a thing just doesn't exist. Like, nowhere in the world has that ever happened. Like, every single woman that shows any interest in video games is always, all the time, 100% legit. Women just do not have it in their capacity to be manipulative or to try and exploit people. It's like, no, that's what men do. But women would never in any circumstance, right? So the fake gamer girl just doesn't exist. You have fake money. You have stolen valor, right? Like people that try to pose as soldiers, stuff. But like a girl that tries to pose as a gamer, just never happens. Okay. Kotaku was asked yesterday by the parent company to write about video games. I know, shocking. A gaming publication asked to write about video games? Horrible. So they're quitting. Some of them. Not all of them. But like, Jen Glennon, who took over as editor-in-chief for Kotaku in October, has resigned on Thursday, saying that her morals do not align with the parent company. In other words, her values was never to write about video games. Kind of like a fake gamer girl, huh? Interesting. My favorite thing, no, this is just something that's ushi-kushi. I mean, when I saw it, I had to fact check it. I had to look if it's real or not. The journalist who wrote the Gamergate article, she said that if she loses her job at Kotaku, she's going to go back to sex work. She would rather get fucked than write about video games, chat. The absolute state of this publication. I'm like, just looking at it with my jaw dropped. And I'm like, what do I make of this? Like, how do I even report this on my channel? Because it's of some interest for the community, right? Like, people would like to know. She doesn't say, well, I'm a respectable journalist. I have wrote the Pulitzer Award-winning article on Kotaku, which actually got 3 views rather than 2. I mean, this is like a top tier for the publication, an SSR article. So because I am so good, because I write the best stuff ever, I'm going to go independent. I'm going to start a Substack. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to start a Twitch account. Why doesn't she say that? Because she was complaining the other day saying, oh, the parent company just doesn't know what they are doing. You know, they're paying us, but they have no clue what to do with us. Because, look, I wrote this insanely good piece about Gamergate. And it's like... And by the way, the piece was indeed very good because Asmongold talked about it, right? So, like, when you have big streamers that point attention... But like, is this the type of attention that you really want? Like, do you want people to hate-click your site? That strategy was nerfed. It worked in 2014. But it doesn't work today. You don't want people to hate-click your site. Why can't you write just wholesome articles? positive articles? Are you not capable of writing anything positive? But anyway, right, so, they are devastated by this. But my favorite take was that another journalist from Kotaku went in public and said something like, well, if you guys are so good, why don't you make your own websites? Why don't you create your own stuff rather than want to tear down and destroy? And first of all, like, no one is tearing down and destroying you. Like, you don't have the human right of forcing me to read your garbage. Fortunately enough, right? Like, I'm not compelled. And by the way, I sleep well at night. I don't feel guilty at all knowing that yet another day has passed where I didn't click on Kotaku. So by people destroying it, you're basically saying people not being interested in your shit. The same people that you're insulting. But to go back to the initial claim, it's like, why don't we create our own website? What the fuck do you think this is? What is this? What am I doing right now? Huh? What am I doing right now? I'm doing your fucking job. That's what I'm doing. Just because I'm not writing it down and I don't have an article. This is a YouTube channel which probably has far more traction than Kotaku does. And I'm just a little fish, by the way. Because if you look at the big fish, you look at the Asmongold's, even the Hassan Pikers and the Destinies. I don't know if they're still making gaming content. But they are making more gaming content than Kotaku. See, what is Kotaku even renowned for nowadays? It's like a blog, isn't it? The only time you would find out about Kotaku is if you Google something completely useless, like how do I access the bear sex scene in Baldur's Gate, and you go on Google and it's probably there under 5 other publications, and you click on it and there you are, you're on Kotaku and you gave them a click. But if you look for something actually useful, like how do I get the big titty waifu in Nikkei, you're not going to get anything from Kotaku. You know, the stuff that is actually popular and people are actually playing, which is why their parent company is actually telling them, hey, make some guides. Do something. Again, my solution was to start making guides for porn games. I mean, making a guide for a video game as complex as Nikkei takes time. You have to play it. You have to understand the mechanics. Instead, just get on Steam. There's a lot of shovelware. Just pick one. You can play it with one hand. It takes like 30 minutes to understand what it's about, and make a guide for that. And you please your masas. Apparently, you know, like they would say, oh my god, that's demeaning. No, it's not. You hire people that are cam girls. What are we talking about? Sex work is real work. Well, why should... So like, if a woman does it, it's fine. But if an artist draws it, it's not. Oh, come on. Come on. But anyway, right, this was absolutely hilarious. Threatening them with, like, you have to play video games. And we knew this for a long time. Like, we knew that game journalists do not play video games. And it's like, well, why are you a game journalist then? They don't even watch video games. Imagine being like a sports journalist and not watching football. But what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this? Unironically, right? Like being a sports journalist and never having watched football. I'm willing to bet that the sports journalists, at least in their life, in their youth, played some soccer with the kids around the block. They must have played some baseball or some shit. Like, you must like the hobby at some level. You must be interested in it at some point. But like, none of these journalists ever talk about like what their rank is in League of Legends or what their rank is in Overwatch. Or, you know, the thing is, like this is the most hilarious shit. If you were a Kotaku journalist and you would actually live stream on YouTube or on Twitch, it doesn't matter. But back when the publication was popular, right? If you're actually live streaming and stuff, you wouldn't care if you're getting fired now, because you would have had your own backers and your own readers just, you know, following you on your live stream. But that's the thing, right? Like, you guys do not have the pull. You do not have the charisma to actually do something. All they do is they destroy. They can destroy and slander reputations, but they can't build for shit. And they know it. That's why they're afraid of getting fired. Because again, you know, like if you're a journalist and you're actually good, like for instance, Tucker Carlson, right? Tucker Carlson gets fired from Fox News. Doesn't give a fuck. He's now on Twitter. A Twitter, like, which is a platform that's not even renowned for streaming. And he's printing money over there. Every single time he uploads something, he's printing money. Why? Because he's an actual talented person that's doing what he does. You may not like him, you may not agree with his opinions, but he gets people glued to the seats. Kotaku doesn't glue shit. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.